good evening or good night. I know it's kind of late. Hope you don't mind this late start. I was trying to start this earlier, but we were having some technical difficulties with the camera being all laggy. So I had to restart it. I had to unplug it. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff. But I did plan on doing this live. So I just figured might as well just start it now. And we got some people on here. So um, leave a comment if you saw some snow flurries earlier this evening. I know most of you probably didn't. There was really no accumulation, especially in Northwest Arkansas. But some areas I was looking at a few of our cameras, and we did see a little bit of flurries. And portions of the coverage area actually have a special weather statement for maybe a little bit of snow. But again, the impacts from this were very small. So let me get you started right into it. So again, Arctic air will be settling in and warming later during the week, but let's look at the radar. So again, looking at a little bit of snow. Actually, not looking too light out there, just east of the Logan County area, the Russellville area, south of there. See those purple shades? That was some moderate snow, and we actually have a couple of watches and warnings in effect. We have a cold weather advisory. So, main reason why I'm doing this live is to highlight the cold weather. So we've got cold weather advisory for powder blue from pretty much right now through 10 a.m. Sunday. So waking up first thing, it will feel like it's below zero because we have that wind, we have this brutally cold, dry air, wind chill values as low as -5 degrees. That's cold. And this white shade, that right there, that's a special weather statement. So I think the higher terrain areas of the Ouachita Mountains, they might be able to see up to 1 inch of snow. And if you look at iDrive, actually is showing some snow on the roads in some of the higher terrain areas. I can show you that. So looking at the blue shades out there in Boone, in Newton County, the Harrison area. Zooming in on that. So a little bit of snow on those roads. So especially in the higher terrain areas. Again, most of us didn't see any impacts from this light snow at all. But seeing a little bit of snow on the roads up there, Harrison area, down through Newton County too. But that's pretty much it. And as far as impacts tomorrow morning in the coverage area, really not too worried about that. Dan's off tonight. I just hopped on his socials just so more people would see it. Okay, yeah, so definitely there was a little bit of dusting. Yeah, so up in Jasper, Les is saying still going on. Got a good dusting. So yeah, again, at most up to 1 inch. Really no impacts with this. It's that light fluffy snow, so it's really not going to cause any travel impacts as far as icing concerns. Definitely not too worried about that. But there's Mega Doppler. So yeah, Jasper area. A little bit of light snow flurry action. But most areas, it was just too dry. And it is so dry out there right now. Gonna load up the dew points. Single digit dew points. Hold on. There it is. 8-degree dew point in Fayetteville. Fort Smith, 12-degree. Definitely dry. Stars out in Springdale, so it is clearing out. The Arctic air mass is moving in, and it is going to be getting very cold. Let's see how cold it is right now. Here's Fort Smith. Current view at 11:58 p.m. Fort Smith 27, Fayetteville 23, Rogers 21. There is a wind. That's making it feel colder. Get you the wind chill, current wind chill value. So it already feels like 8 degrees in Bentonville. Harrison feels like 10 degrees. And wake up time tomorrow morning think some areas will feel like it's below zero. So it is definitely cooling down. And let's see if we can see some of those stars that we've been talking about. Yep. There's Posey Mountain looking west. You can see the Fayetteville City Lights. See a few high clouds on the backside of that little piece of energy that came in. But right now, definitely seeing skies clearing, stars are out, Arctic air mass in place. It's going to be getting quite cold tonight. Now, just how cold I can show you right here. Check this out. Tomorrow morning in the teens, but with that wind, it will feel like it's below zero. And tomorrow afternoon, only in the 20s for those highs. And then check out Sunday nights. The lows are in the single digits. And Monday during the afternoon stays well below freezing. So next couple days, even 3 days, I don't think we're going to be above freezing until Wednesday afternoon. You can see the high pressure area moving in, and this Arctic blast is settling into the region. So it's going to be pretty cold even during the afternoon hours. Even though the sun is out, the sun's bright and shining, it's not going to warm up all that much because we have a pretty strong north breeze tomorrow. Finally, Wednesday into Thursday, that really cold air mass moves northeast, and then a little bit of warming come late week, but really it will stay pretty chilly. Um, yep, yes. If you have any comments, feel free to drop them in. Check out these lows coming up. 7 degrees Tuesday morning for that low. 8 degrees Wednesday morning. Yeah, so no more snow. If you saw flurries, that's it. Here's the current radar. Again, Boone, Newton County, a little bit of flurry action still going on, but as we zoom out, really the only area where it's snowing is south of Russellville. It's just too dry. The energy is moving east, and it is going to be dry for Washington County for the rest of the nights. And cold. And keep in mind these cold safety tips. Just throw these up here real quick. So we got, plants, pipes, pets, people. For the plants, probably not growing anything at this point. It's just been too cold. For the pipes, here's the deal. Tonight, tomorrow night, even more so. Temperatures single digits. I would drip the pipes, especially if you got exposed pipes. If you have your hot water heater out in the garage and the pipes aren't insulated, that could be a deal. On the pets, they shouldn't be outside in this, just too cold. Check on the water, the food, and the neighbors. Check on your neighbors, especially if we lose power. Then temperatures this cold can be deadly. And you might be wondering, is there going to be any more snow beyond this? Well, there will be, but probably not for us. Some of the models were showing maybe a little bit of flurry action Monday night into Tuesday morning, but the impacts look to be well south of us. There is a big low pressure system, and check out Tuesday snowing across far southeast Texas. If you have family and friends down there, make sure they're aware that they're going to be getting snow. Houston area, and then the Gulf Shore, Louisiana, New Orleans, up into Mississippi, Alabama, Florida could be seeing some ice, and even Georgia too. So it's a couple days out, but it's looking like some impacts across the Gulf Shore for sure. Stars and bright moon here in Rudy, Arkansas. So definitely seeing the Arctic air moving in. That's why it looks so clear. It looks so clear because the air is so dry that water vapor. If there's water vapor in the atmosphere, it kind of makes things look a little bit milky sometimes. But it's so dry, everything is crisp and clear. And if you missed the 10 p.m. newscast, here's that 7-day forecast. So I just hopped on here real quickly. I planned on doing this earlier, but there was some issues with the video camera. But here's the 7-day forecast here. So frigid Arctic air is really going to be the main story here. 20s for the highs, single digits for the lows, 30s on Wednesday. So we won't be above freezing until Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, back in the 40s, slow to warm Friday and Saturday, and even back in the 50s Saturday. So slow to warm is the big story here, and the Arctic air is settling in. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is on Monday, and that looks frigid. Notice that in the River Valley, I did put a 20% chance for some light snow flurry action. Again, the major impacts well south of us, but let's see if the models are showing that. I could pull up the graph model because that goes out far enough. Let me find it. So there's that north wind ushering in that cold air. Here's Monday. Yeah, see, maybe some flurries. Here's Monday, 9 p.m. going into Tuesday, 3 a.m., 6 a.m. So really not a whole lot of impacts for that. But areas south definitely could be seeing some serious impacts from that. But for us, you saw the wind chills. Just in case you're just joining, I can show you the latest advisory. Here's the second time we've seen this one. Cold weather advisory. National Weather Service just updated the wording. So pretty much what this one's for is just for the wind chills. -5 degrees, as low as -5 for the wind chill for tomorrow morning. Very cold. So tomorrow is one of those types of days where you need to have the hat on, the gloves, because that is flat out cold. And warming up by midweek, but until then, just get ready for the cold. Let's see what it looks like. Fayetteville. Already in the teens, Rogers 19 degrees, Fayetteville 23, Fort Smith is at 27 degrees. Yeah, so I'll probably go just a little bit longer. I kind of started this late just because we had some technical issues with the camera here. It's kind of lagging back and forth, but I'm all caught up with the comments. So if there's no more comments, I'll probably end it. It's getting kind of late doing this live 12:07 a.m. It is now Sunday, but there is a few things that I really wanted to mention. Again, we had the cold weather advisory. Here is, let me clean this up a little bit. Stand by. This is a special weather statement. That powder blue is a cold weather advisory. Let me get rid of that. So we had that white. So that's a special weather statement. So that is for dusting of snow, maybe up to a half inch, higher terrain areas of the Ouachita Mountains, Ozark Mountains, maybe up to 1 inch. But we can really see, at least for our forecast area, snow is tapering off. Again, the Jasper area, maybe Harrison, a little bit of light snow flurries. Harrison area actually looks like a little bit more defined in the reflectivity, but still really not expecting a whole lot of impacts with this. Here's a comment. Did it snow? Well, the radar showed that it was. but most of it was evaporating. Really, not a whole lot of people saw snow. Um, in the higher terrain areas, I know I was looking at the Waldron camera, definitely a little bit of flurries, but really nothing to you know, no big impacts with this for us. Yep, so that's the latest reflectivity. A little bit heavier down towards Russellville, south of that, heading towards Little Rock. But for our coverage area, not too worried about it. But that's going to be in effect through tomorrow morning. So most of us just dealing with that cold. Check out this graphic. So here's the temperature versus the wind chill, and this is actually for the next day because this is not for tomorrow because it's past midnight, so it gets a bit tricky. So it's past midnight, so this is actually for Monday. So I have to go in here and change this to today. So this is how cold it's going to be tomorrow. So top number, temperature, bottom number, wind chill. Tomorrow morning feels like around 0. Afternoon feels like the single digits. So even though tomorrow is going to be sunny, it's going to be feeling very cold. Even during peak heating, 20s and the wind chill value in the single digits. Yeah, here's a comment. I have some chickens. Should I take precautions to keep them kind of warm or expect some losses? Madison County. So I don't really know how cold it has to be for chickens to be able to be safe, but here's the deal. Tomorrow, highs in the 20s, wind chill values, single digits, and there will be a wind for sure. Let me load up future track. So, especially pets, animals that don't do well in the cold, tomorrow's one of those days where you want to keep them warm. You see the streamlines on there. North breeze sustained 15, 14 miles per hour at daybreak, going throughout the day. The north breeze really doesn't settle until the sun goes down. And when that happens, it will get even colder come Monday morning, single digits for those morning lows. Really is very cold weather settling in. But we should warm up eventually by midweek Thursday. I think we should be back to around where we should be for this time of year. But usually the Arctic air has a hard time leaving. And I've been showing this graphic. And this graphic might be showing the cold air leaving a little bit too early. So here's the Arctic blast. We can see it really settles into the area. Tuesday tries to leave. I think that might be a little bit early on the exit. And again, these are also offset by a day because it's past midnight. So 7 degrees really on Monday, 8 degrees really is on Tuesday for the morning lows. And if you're just joining on, we like to show this graphic, just the 4 Ps: plants, pipes, pets, people. Yeah, the wind's just really. Yeah, I'm about to leave here pretty soon. I'm just ready to experience that wind. Good thing cars in the parking garage and don't really have to get out in it. But yeah, the heat will be on full blast tonight. I know it was last night and really dries out the room because the air is just, and my lips are also getting pretty chapped too. Let's see how dry it is. Dew points down there, single digits. It's just, that's very dry air. and that dry air will allow it to get cold. And the north breeze will help the cold air moving in too. Hope you have a good night, Val. It is a good night to stay in for sure. But yeah, as far as chances for snow coming up, forecast the extended looks pretty quiet. But if you know people south of here, let me show you a map here. There is going to be a winter storm coming, but it's really not going to affect us. See if I can get one without a mess on it. So look at this system. So we have a low around St. Louis. Further south, we have another low across West Texas, far West Texas. And that's going to produce snow and ice from South Texas all the way to Florida. How much snow? Let's see. Ooh, okay, that's not the right one. Yeah, we actually updated our snow table here. So let me do that real quick. Nope. So that is the old legend. And let me just do this real quick. What is it? So I'm going to edit this graphic in real time live. Let me snow accumulation legend. Get that. That's the new legend, but I want to put that in this one. So let me put there. There it is. And we've got a new snow contour. So let's see it. Let me load it up. All right. So here's the European model. So for us, we're not really expecting snow, maybe a few flurries Monday night into early Tuesday morning. Most people won't even notice it. But here's, delete this. All right. Good. Let's go forward in time. Check out that. So that's snow across the Gulf Shore. How much snow? Looks like 8 to maybe even approaching 9 inches across Louisiana, New Orleans area, Houston. We were looking last night, and I think the all-time record for Houston in a storm is 4 inches. So they could potentially double that. Hey, Edward. How you doing? Doing this live, 12:17 in the morning. Had to start this a little bit late. There was some issues with the camera, but felt wrong not to do it. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Leia Lions lost. Yeah, saw that. Yeah, I was kind of pulling for the Lions too because they're due to have some playoff success. Yeah, Caden, I see your comment. Yeah, New Orleans local forecasters showing 6 inches. It might be more than that. It could be more than 6 inches of snow, and the icing. And there will be some icing issues too. Yeah, but for us, Looking pretty quiet. Arctic air is moving in. Yeah, yeah. So did you see a halo, Edward, or did you just see the sun behind the clouds? Because for the halo, we need to have some ice crystals and so high cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds are all ice. So if we get some high cirrus clouds, that's when we can see those sun halos. But north wind is, you think you saw a halo? Nice. Well, I believe you if you did. Um, yeah, and if anybody sees anything like that, sees a sun halo, anything weather related, it's real easy to send in photos to our weather app. If you have the app, just bottom right hand corner, just one button, you can see it. It's real simple. Send in photo, and then we'll show it on the news if we get a chance to, and if it is a good one. But yeah, high pressure settles in. Been doing this for about a half hour. Talk about the cold, but yeah, that's okay, Edward. Yeah, newscasts are over. Um, but yeah, if you see it one tomorrow, which you probably won't, because tomorrow's going to be clear. But yeah. So here's our 7 days. If you missed the 10 p.m. newscast, here it is. And let me see. Yeah, it hasn't updated yet, so looks pretty good. So Monday and Tuesday, lows in the single digits, back in the 30s on Wednesday. So we won't be above freezing until Wednesday afternoon. It's a long time. Finally, back up to near normal come late week. Slow to warm, frigid air. River Valley, same deal. Frigid air settles in, lows in the teens. And that wind, it should be settling. So tomorrow night, the wind will settle, and then the breeze won't be a big deal. And for me personally, when it's just cold and dry and there's no wind, I don't think it's horrible. I would rather it be like that than it being windy in the mid 30s and just raw and just with some water vapor in the air. I think that's worse than just that dry, cold air. And that's what we're going to be seeing coming up. And that's another reason why I don't think we will see snow with that system that's going to be impacting areas south of us. I think it's going to be too dry. And really not a whole lot of models show it. I can show you this. So this includes Monday. So the graph shows a little bit of snow, maybe a few tenths of an inch. European, a few tenths of an inch. Graph model. That's really, as far as possibilities go, that's top of the scale. European, maybe a tenth. And we're talking Monday night now. GFS shows nothing. See, GFS had it, but it took it out. NAM really shows nothing. But yeah, that's the NAM. Big story is the cold. That's the high pressure system moving in. And there is the Arctic air. So it's getting kind of late. It's 12:23 a.m. I still have to do a little bit of work here before I can leave. Yeah, the wind chill. Yeah, tonight the wind chill is going to be very low. So we got a cold weather advisory. So if you're in the powder blue, wind chill values could be as low as -5 degrees tonight. And I can show you some future track wind chills. Here's a wind chill now. Feels like 8 degrees already in Bentonville, and it's only going to get colder. Here's feature track wind chills, and this is just a model, so it's not. Well, it's actually ICAST, so it's what we put in, but I think it might even be a little bit colder than that. So that's tomorrow morning, Gregory, and by the afternoon, it feels like lower teens. In highs only in the 20s. It will be sunny, but that's what we're going to be dealing with. So, yep, that's it. It is Sunday morning, 12:24 a.m. I think I'm going to hang it up for the night. Hope everybody stays warm and stays safe. And we'll do another stream if need be coming up here. But until then, have a good night.